You'll get a 911 call. And a 911 call will either come from the parties in the apartment. So a woman who's calling saying, hey, listen, my boyfriend beat me up, my husband beat me up. Statistically saying, most of the time, the men are the aggressors. But as a policeman, you can't take that on face value. You gotta conduct your investigation. But knowing that, most of the time, you may encounter a male. Now, so you get either a call from a 911 operator and they'll dispatch to the officer. Okay, we have an assault in progress at this location. What the officer's gonna wanna know is, are there weapons involved? Are the parties still there? Or did the person flee the scene? If he did flee the scene, you know, these are the things that the officer, while him or her are on their way, the responding units and the backup units, while they're on their way, what they want to do is they want to figure out, okay, is the person still on the scene? And the majority statistics shows that most of the time they're always there. If they commit a crime, most of the time it's there, which is good because the suspect there, but it's dangerous for the policeman because now you're dealing with that individual who may or may not want to comply to the officer's presence. And his or her presence is there for really the safety of whoever's calling. Someone's calling, someone's in danger, so they're calling. There may be the person in the apartment, or maybe neighbors. Hey, listen, man, he beat her ass across the street, you know, or across the hall. Somebody need to do something. Before, neighbors just mind their business, and then people were getting killed. So now the whole thing is where you might see someone, they yelling and screaming, or it's going on too long. Police may get called. You might hear babies crying, like, dude, I know they got a kid. I don't hear nobody telling the kid shut up. Can y'all knock on the door, do a health and wellness check? So these are some of the calls that respond, but domestic violence calls are one of those, it's a heavy call for any policeman because it's not knowing what's behind the door, not knowing what's there. So when you get there, everything from start to finish, you really got to have your game plan set to who's going to be the contact officer, who's going to be the cover officer. So when a policeman gets there, he or she has to establish that. So when we get there, don't let it be a language barrier. If they speak Spanish, yo, Tito, you up. Tito taking the front, and now I'm covering, I'm watching his back. They speak Mandarin, yo, Lee, you up. Captain. And if they don't, now we got these new devices where you can use your department phone, and it'll translate, I'll say whatever, it'll translate to you in that language. Technology has stepped up in the game. So technology stepped up to the game, so where I'm saying something, and it spits it out in Mandarin, it spits out in French. This way there's no more, they're trying to erase that gap. Now, some of the technologies you might be dealing with, the failure of the signal, whatever, you're still going to try to raise a Cantonese speaking officer, a Spanish speaking officer, because it's better direct one-on-one. You get tired of speaking to a device. But getting back into the call, you get there, you don't know what you're going to meet. A lot of times when I was getting to the exigent circumstances, that you may get there and the man's the king of his castle. When it comes to public safety, exigent circumstances.
That's my question. So if I'm the king of my castle and I got a situation and I feel like this young lady's causing trouble and in my castle, like how does that go down? Like what is that?
It's two parts, right? Are you the caller? And that one of the misconceptions is,
well, let's say she's the caller.
Okay, so here's one of the misconceptions. This is one thing that officers have to wait. Most people think because they call, they won. They won the sweepstakes. I call first, so I'm the victim. No, when I get there, I still have to conduct my investigation between you and between her, right? So now because I have to weigh the facts, it may be where she is trying to be vindictive to me.
Right.
If it is your house and it's a young lady that, you know, that I have to really get into the circumstance, I may ask you certain questions. I may ask you, what is the nature of your relationship with her? So when we get into domestic are normally, the home front is normally mother, father, sister, brother, grandma if they live there, maybe a cousin may live there. People live in a capacity, but it has been stretched out now. Now if you and I live together, just roommates, we domestic partners. You know what I mean? Because we live in the same environment. A lot of times you deal with same-sex partners. You may knock on the door and there's two men, and I'm like, what happened? Well, I don't like how he's talking to me. I'm like, what's the nature? And here's where your professionalism gets tested. Now it's like, wait, these two dudes are like two linebackers, and now, oh, they're in a relationship. You look at your partner, you adjust, and then okay, so what happened? Because it always gonna catch you. I don't care how much training they give you, it's gonna catch you, and you're like, okay.
Like, wait a minute.
Because it's almost not the natural order. So you're dealing with the natural order where it's normally man and woman.
Right.
And now, man and man, or woman and woman, man and man, y'all got an issue, y'all can handle it out. But if I have an issue with my wife, me fighting my wife, that's a woman, that's not equal. But if y'all two men.
Well, let me ask you, so you enter a situation that, let's say, you know, the female is, you know, was breaking up things in the house.
Okay.
And the male is trying to restrain her. Maybe he's a little bit too aggressive in trying to restrain her.
Right.
Maybe he might hurt her in trying to restrain her. In that case, but she's say the one who initiated the issue. How do you, you know?
First thing you want to do is you want to, when you get there, right? Or it's always officer safety. So I want to say I arrived on the scene, right? I want to say that, okay, the party's out there. Because it's a dangerous job, you may have 4 or 5 officers in your house. Don't get upset. It just happens. You know what I mean? Because they want to make sure that their partners are also good. Now, if I get there, just like you said, I get there and the young lady, she's breaking, and you're trying to stop her. I might have to say, if there's other, if Dr. Kim is the person in the house, while I'm there, my partner may say, what happened? Because you're restraining her, you're not physically punching her. I'm observing this stuff. These are the things that when I got on scene, what did I observe? What are the first things that was said to me? You also, she crazy, man. She breaking shit up. But what's the nature? What's the cause? I may have to figure out.
But you might see like marks on her arm because he's grabbing her.
And I may ask you, what's the cause?
Right.
Why is she doing what she's doing? These are where the questions come in at. Why is she acting like this? Yo, she ain't take her meds. She's so she's emotionally disturbed. Or yo, she think I'm cheating on her, infidelity. She wilding out. Oh, okay, that'll make somebody flip. Or he messed up some money. Or he says something about my money. Whatever happened, what is the cause of why there's no peace in the home right now? So because the original status of the police officer was the peace officer to maintain the peace. So now when you get there, it's like, so whatever it is, give me an excuse. Whatever, why is she wilding?
I think his question is more along the lines of really with any type of violence, right?
Right.
This is always a question I have.
Go ahead.
How do you weigh the instigator, right?
Right.
Versus who won the fight?
Okay, so I'm establishing the primary physical aggressor. That's the term. I want to establish who the primary.
But it's kind of difficult because.
I said it was heavy lifting. I said it easy. Because you're doing it in the height.
Right. Because I mean, she might have been set off about something, but he's like aggressively trying to.
How long has she been doing this? Has she been doing this for an hour? You like, yo, come on. You know what I mean? How long has
this has been going on for about like 2 hours?
So now,
she's been flipping out, and I've been trying to, you know, see, I got a scar on my face. She didn't cut me and whatnot.
If it's not a real violent situation, she just wilding out. Well, listen, we here now. I can't leave her like that. That's the issue. I can't leave her wilding. So now we got to establish how do I bring that peace back? So now, if she's not violent towards him, she's just violent towards what he said. I may say, well, what kind of temporary resolution can we have? Now, I have to conduct my investigation. So now I'm going to be checking who he is, who she is, or whatever, because I don't know what's going on.
I need her out of the house.
Now, guess what?
I need her out.
She should be out, but at the same time,
she gotta get out.
I gotta establish.
She gotta get the fuck out.
And yeah, she gotta get out.
She gotta get out.
Now look how you're telling. She gotta get out, right? Now I have to establish that if she lives here with you,
she lives here. She's been here for a couple of maybe a year or so. You know. And
now here's the other hardship. If she's a woman with a child.
Oh, see, yeah.
These are the dynamics that you like. Okay, so it's 9:30 at night, school night, and you want her to leave with her baby.
No. The kid can stay.
Oh, okay.
He's alright. He's alright. But you know, she gotta go.
Now his dynamic might be like, is that your kid? Well, that ain't my son. My son come with me. Oh, here we go. Now I'm back to square one again. How do I maintain this peace? Right? And most of the time, when you get one person to take the walk, you get that. If it's established where there's no violence and it's simple,
so just take
you try
the walk.
to get one person to get that walk. You know, sometimes I drop to the train station. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I'm gonna go to my man's house. I'm gonna take a walk. I'm gonna cool up because now. When you leave the situation, everything is hot. You want it to cool down.
But here's the thing, like, see, in a situation like that, like, see, I wouldn't want to leave my house. I wouldn't want to leave my house because I wouldn't want to come back and have to face this person again. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm like, tell her to leave. Tell her.
That might be a first time call. This might be a call where I'm coming here every Tuesday or every other night where this is a regular thing. I might know you by your first name by this point.
Oh, damn.
If who taking the walk today? You know what I mean? It's getting to this how domestic calls come in. It comes with the frequency of who keeps coming. You know what I mean? How many times have I been? Is this apartment known to me? Is there order protections in place, restraining orders, stay away orders? Right? If I get there and I've been there, say I've arrested her in the past, and there's a order of protection in place, but you just want her to leave, but she violating that order of protection. That order of protection will pop up when I get to that apartment. Technology. Sometimes technology lets me know before I get there, 2 parties live there. I've been there X amount of times. This is technology. This is that new phone that pop up. It's letting me know before I get there. It's doing the knowledge. Okay, they have domestic history. Police been here 39 times in the last 2 months. There's an order of protection, right? It's valid. She ain't supposed to be there. Now you just want to go, sorry, she got to come with me. Here's where it get dangerous again. I'm about to lock up your lady. You don't want that. You just wanted her to leave. I wanted y'all to want her to leave. Now, but we have to follow the order of protection that the judge mandated, that's authorizing her not to be there because there's a reason why they need them to keep the peace. So now, you go from I want her out to now you become combative with police.
If Mecca did this.